For years, Ethan believed life would finally become easier once he reached a certain number. He worked longer hours. He turned down weekends. He took risks other people avoided. Slowly, everything changed. His income grew. The debt disappeared. He bought the home he once thought was out of reach. For the first time, he looked around and thought, I made it. But that feeling didn't last. The problems didn't disappear. They changed. Now there was more to protect. More people depending on him. More decisions that could undo years of hard work. The strange part? Families who had been successful for generations never acted like this was the finish line. They didn't celebrate as if the hardest part was over. They behaved as though the real challenge had only just begun. What did they understand that Ethan didn't? Because whatever it was, it seemed to help some families keep what they built for decades, while others had to start over almost from nothing. Most people will think this is a video about making more money. It isn't. This isn't about investing. It isn't about picking the right business. It isn't about finding the next big opportunity. It's about a way of thinking that quietly decides whether years of sacrifice become a lasting advantage or a story someone else has to rebuild from the beginning. The biggest difference between people who build something and families who keep it isn't usually found in a bank account. It's found in the moment after success arrives. Because the day Ethan believed he had reached the end of the journey, he was actually standing at the beginning of a completely different one. For almost 15 years, Ethan believed one simple idea. If he worked hard enough today, he could finally stop worrying tomorrow. That belief shaped almost every decision he made. He accepted extra work when he was already tired. He missed birthdays because deadlines felt more important. He said no to small pleasures, telling himself they would be there later. Every sacrifice pointed toward the same destination: freedom. Not the kind sold in advertisements. Just the quiet feeling of waking up without wondering if one bad month could undo everything. Eventually, the day arrived. His income was steady. His savings were growing. The bills that once kept him awake no longer filled his mailbox. For the first time in years, Ethan thought he had finally reached the finish line. But something unexpected happened. This relief he had imagined didn't last. Instead of fewer worries, new ones quietly took their place. Now he wondered if one mistake could erase everything he had built. He thought about people who depended on him. He questioned every major decision because the cost of getting it wrong suddenly felt much higher. The fear hadn't disappeared. It had simply changed its shape. That's when Ethan realized something most people never expect. The mountain he had spent years climbing wasn't the final destination. It was only the entrance to another one. The first mountain asked, "Can you build something?" The second asked, "Can you keep it?" Most people are prepared for the first question. Very few prepare for the second, because from a young age, many of us are taught to chase milestones. Graduate, get the job, earn more, buy the house, reach the next goal. The pattern teaches us that safety is always waiting behind one more achievement. So we keep running, not because we enjoy the race, but because we believe the next finish line will finally make us feel secure. Yet every new milestone creates another one beyond it. The chase never truly ends, not because success is meaningless, but because lasting security was never hiding inside another achievement. It comes from learning a different way to think after success arrives, and that is the lesson Ethan had never been taught. If you've ever believed one promotion, one successful business, or one breakthrough would finally silence the voice telling you to worry, keep watching, because the next part reveals why that feeling fades faster than most people expect. As Ethan thought more about it, he stopped asking a different question. Instead of wondering why some families stayed successful for generations, he began asking how they learned to think that way in the first place. The answer had very little to do with money. Imagine two children growing up in different homes. The first child watches the lights get turned off early, because every bill matters. Unexpected expenses become family conversations. When something breaks, it has to last a little longer. The lesson is clear. Solve today's problem first. Tomorrow can wait. Now imagine another child. There is no panic when an appliance stops working. No arguments over an unexpected bill. Instead, they hear different conversations. What happens if this continues for 10 years? Should we prepare before that becomes a problem? Let's not wait until we're forced to make a decision. Neither child is smarter. Neither is more hardworking. But every day they are learning a completely different definition of success. One grows up believing success means reaching the next goal. The other grows up believing success means protecting the ability to choose what comes next. That difference seems small, but repeated thousands of times, it quietly shapes how people see the world. Ethan realized that his own life had trained him to react. When a challenge appeared, he worked harder. When money became tight, he earned more. When another goal appeared, he chased it. Those habits helped him build a better life, but they also kept him focused on what was directly in front of him. Families that remain successful across generations often practice something less obvious. They spend less time reacting and more time preventing. They ask questions before problems become emergencies. They make decisions that leave room for unexpected changes. They protect opportunities they may not need until years later. None of these habits feel exciting. In fact, they often look slow. Sometimes they even look unnecessary. Until one difficult season arrives. That's when the difference becomes impossible to ignore. Ethan finally understood something that had been hidden in plain sight. The greatest inheritance isn't money. It's the daily habits children watch without realizing they're learning them. Long before anyone inherits a house, or a business, or an investment, they inherit a way of making decisions. And those invisible habits often shape the future far more than the money itself. That's why lasting success is rarely created by one extraordinary moment. It's built by ordinary choices repeated so consistently that the next generation begins to see them as normal. By the time Ethan recognized this, he could also see the mistake many first-generation builders unknowingly make. They pass down the results of their hard work, but never the thinking that created them. And that changes everything. As Ethan looked back on the years it took to change his life, he noticed something he had never questioned before. Everything that helped him succeed was built around one idea: move faster, work harder, take the opportunity before someone else does. That mindset had served him well. It helped him earn more. It helped him solve problems. It helped him create a life that once felt impossible. So naturally, Ethan believed the same approach would protect everything he had built. But this is where many first-generation builders make a mistake. Not because they are careless, not because they don't value what they have, but because they unknowingly keep playing the same game after the rules have changed. Think about climbing a mountain. The journey to the top rewards speed. You keep moving. You take calculated risks. You push through discomfort, because standing still means falling behind. But once you reach the summit, the goal is no longer to climb faster. The goal is to stay there safely. One careless step can erase hours of careful progress. Life works in much the same way. Building something often rewards courage. Keeping it rewards patience. Building encourages bold decisions. Keeping it demands thoughtful ones. Building asks, how can I grow? Keeping asks, what deserves protecting? Those are very different questions. Yet many people never stop answering the first one. They continue chasing every opportunity, taking every risk, expanding into every possibility, not because those choices are always wrong, but because slowing down feels unfamiliar. After years of fighting to move forward, caution can feel like giving up. Ethan finally understood why this happened. His greatest strength had become his biggest blind spot. He had trained himself to believe that every problem could be solved by pushing harder. But some problems aren't solved by moving faster. They're solved by knowing when not to move at all. That's the quiet shift that separates building from preserving. It isn't about becoming less ambitious. It's about becoming more intentional. Success changes the questions you need to ask. And if your questions never change, your decisions usually won't either. Before we continue, think about the biggest achievement you've worked toward. Now ask yourself one uncomfortable question. If you reached it tomorrow, what habits would actually need to change? Keep your answer in mind, because the next part explains why the quiet habits that protect success rarely look impressive, and why many people don't notice their value until they've already lost something worth keeping. After everything Ethan had learned, one question still remained. If lasting success isn't protected by taking bigger risks, then what replaces them? The answer wasn't another strategy. It wasn't a secret investment, and it certainly wasn't working longer hours. Instead, Ethan began noticing something much quieter. People who keep what they build often make decisions that seem ordinary. In fact, they can even look boring. While others focus on what might happen next month, they quietly think about what could matter 10 years from now. Before saying yes to a new opportunity, they ask what it might cost the parts of life they already value. Because they understand that not every opportunity is worth taking. Some are simply distractions wearing the mask of progress. Ethan also noticed something else. The strongest relationships in successful families didn't survive by accident. Time was protected. Trust was protected. Promises were kept, even when nobody was watching. Because they knew that once trust is broken, rebuilding it is far harder than growing a bank account. Then there were their decisions. They rarely acted in moments of excitement. Big purchases waited. Major changes were discussed. Important choices were allowed to breathe before becoming permanent. Not because they feared action, but because emotions often disappear long before consequences do. Over time, Ethan saw another pattern. Their lives didn't depend on feeling motivated every morning. Instead, they built routines that continued whether they felt inspired or not. Small habits repeated over months quietly achieved what bursts of motivation rarely could. And perhaps the biggest difference of all was this. They didn't build lives that depended on one extraordinary person solving every problem. They created systems. Responsibilities were shared. Knowledge was passed on. Important tasks could continue even if one person stepped away. That kind of planning rarely earns attention. It doesn't become a viral success story. It doesn't create dramatic headlines. But year after year, it quietly protects everything that came before it. That's why these habits are so easy to overlook. The internet celebrates dramatic transformations. It rewards speed. It rewards bold moves. It rewards stories that change overnight. Very few people stop to watch someone patiently repeat the same wise choices for 20 years. Yet those quiet choices often shape the future more than any single breakthrough ever could. As Ethan looked back on his own journey, he realized something surprising. The habits that helped him build success made people notice him. But the habits that would allow that success to last were almost invisible. And perhaps that's why so few people ever learn them. By now, Ethan could finally see the journey differently. For years, he believed every sacrifice had one purpose: to escape struggle, to reach a place where life would finally feel secure. That belief kept him moving. It gave him hope during difficult seasons. But standing on the other side of success, he realized something that completely changed his perspective. The climb had never been about escaping responsibility. It had been preparing him for a different kind of responsibility. The responsibility to think beyond himself. Before, every decision answered one question: how do I build a better life? Now a different question mattered more. How do I make sure what I've built continues to help others long after I'm gone? That was the lesson Ethan had been missing. Families that remain successful across generations rarely see success as a finish line. They don't treat it like a prize to display. They treat it like something placed in their care for a period of time, something that must be protected, strengthened, and eventually passed forward. That small shift changes everything. When success feels like a trophy, the goal becomes enjoying it. When success feels like a responsibility, the goal becomes preserving it. One mindset asks, what have I earned? The other quietly asks, what am I responsible for now? Those questions lead to completely different choices. Ethan understood that building something valuable was never the final achievement. It was an invitation to become a different person, someone who thinks further ahead, someone who values consistency over excitement, someone who understands that today's decisions can shape lives they may never personally see. That realization made success feel less like an ending and more like a promise that every generation has the chance to leave the next one standing on stronger ground than they did. Perhaps that's why the families who quietly preserve success for decades often seem less interested in celebrating each victory. They're already thinking about what comes next. Not because they're never satisfied, but because they understand that lasting success isn't measured by what one person achieves. It's measured by what continues when that person is no longer there. In the end, Ethan realized the greatest lesson had nothing to do with making more money. It had everything to do with becoming the kind of person who knows what to do after success finally arrives. Because building something extraordinary can change one life. But learning how to protect it can change the lives of people you'll never meet. And that is the lesson rich families learned long ago. The day you finally build something valuable, you are no longer playing the game you thought you were. You're playing an entirely different one.